Hey, Mario Rodriguez here. This is my review on the second episode of The God of High School, a brand new Crunchyroll original series. We're on episode 2. It airs every Monday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you guys want to watch like the simulcast, which basically means you're watching it live as it airs in Japan. So yeah, it's pretty cool. A little too early for me because I got to go to work like not too long afterwards. But yeah. So anyways, here's a quick recap before I go into episode 2. The first episode uses the three main characters. We've got Jin, who's a typical like the happy-go-lucky guy. He has lots of like spinning flip kicks and stuff like that in his fighting style. And he looks like Tai from Digimon, but like an older teenager. So interesting design choice. The hairstyle is a little too spot on, if you ask me. And then we got Mira, who's the girl of the group. She has this fancy-looking sword. It's kind of like a kendo stick, but it looks like a real sword with like jewelry hanging off it and stuff. So we got to see her story, but she's very excited to fight against strong people, so that's pretty cool. And then we got Han, who's a typical, I guess, kind of serious, kind of silent type kind of character, but he also looks like he's very, very strong and very fast too. And also, I guess he's kind of like the more like analytical guy of the group. Maybe I'm reading it wrong, but we'll see. So anyways, the three of them run into each other while trying to stop a mugger, so that's how they all get introduced. And they're all going to the Gada High School tournament. It's an actual big tournament that's like, aired and streamed everywhere. Everyone's watching it, stuff like that. And to start off the tournament, they have like this big battle royale. Just a whole bunch of people gathered together and start fighting. And I guess, I don't know how it's going to work, but I guess they're going to decide the top, 6, 7, however people are left standing to be like the ones to actually enter the tournament. Because I assume it's going to be an actual tournament, not just a big battle royale, but there we go. And everyone's injected with nanotechnology to like check their stats, their vitals, their power level. I guess they can also heal, so if you get like too injured, you'll like self-heal and stuff. And also they got these big watches that keep track of their power level, their vitals and stuff like that too, so it's kind of interesting. So anyways, midway during the battle royale, they bring in this big guy named Kang, and he's a stronger dude. He beats up everyone. He's the first person to actually give trouble to our main characters. And to end it all here, we've got Jin about to take this guy seriously, and he's about to jump into the air, and Khan jumps into the air. So Jin and Khan are jumping towards each other, and big cliffhanger. So let's find out what happens next. I'm about to check it out right now. Alright guys, this episode has a lot to unpack. I actually got my laptop with some of the names here, some of the characters, so I can kind of keep track of all these new characters here. So I'm going to start it off with the island again. The island with the giant cross symbol and the weird paw print thing. And the Americans are checking out the Pentagon. They're kind of panicking. They want to escort the president out. And in this case, the president looks like Tony Stark, so that's kind of funny. And suddenly, this other businessman shows up. It's like, perhaps I could be of assistance. And it happens to be Park Moojin, who's also the guy who runs the tournament. So back to the tournament. This is kind of annoying. Everyone's just chilling. It's sometime later. The big match ended, and it kind of pisses me off because you don't just have like, the two characters jumping at each other, cliffhanger, and then the next episode's like, oh, sometime later, the match ended. The fuck, So, just real quick side rant. It's like, so how did the match end? What happened there? How do they decide what characters get to stay and who gets disqualified? What the fuck happened there? The only thing we know from a quick flashback is that the moment that Jin was about to attack Kang while they're still both in midair, Mari, who lost her glasses earlier in the episode, can't see quite well, accidentally grabs what's his name, Jin, and snaps his neck instead of the other guy and whatever. So now Jin has a neck brace, and everyone's like checking him out because I guess there's like an X-ray effect, and the nanotechnology, the nanobites or whatever, are like healing up his neck. So it's kind of interesting. It is actually healing up his memory. It's healing up his injury, and at the same time, some of these other, like, I guess, business-type people that run a tournament are kind of commenting on how Moojin is, like, overseas. He's abroad. He's on vacation right now. He's doing some business, like, out of the country, and he's missing the tournament and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting how these guys are all kind of running things, So, anyways, later on, the characters go home, and all three of them, I guess, live around the same path. So Mira's kind of like annoyed that both Jin and Han are all like walking. They're not really like following her, so to speak. It's just, they all have to walk the same direction to go home. So what's his name? Jin keeps teasing her about his sword because I guess she's very careless. Like he keeps like snatching the sword or whatever. And when she tries to slap the sword away, it falls into like the nearby river and everything, and now it's lost. And of course she gets very pissed. She smacks him and says to get the fuck out and everything, because this sword was not only a gift from her late father, but also supposed to represent her dojo. So they were talking about like why you want to fight and stuff, and Jin wants to fight because he wants to, fight stronger guys and stuff like that, the kind of Goku mentality right there. And Han needs money. I assume it's for his family. They show little flashbacks. I think some of his family needs money, or his mother needs money, but he just tells them he needs money. And she wants to revive her dojo, like the sword fighting style dojo. I forgot the exact name of the style. But yeah, so now of course, like, holy shit, the fucking sword is lost. So yeah, she goes looking through the water, trying to find it, and then eventually what's his name, Jin shows up too and tries to help her find it, and they apologize or whatever. And then Han shows up with these big ass lights that he got from his store and whatever to help them, because it's nighttime now. It's night, and you're looking in the water and it's all dark, so we got these big old lights now to help them find it. And we can only assume that she finds it because in the next scene now she has her sword back. So we're back at the tournament now. It's going to continue. And there's this little scene here where, what's his name? Where Kong is still around. Kong is like trying to talk trash to Jin. Jin is just sleeping or ignoring him. Doesn't really care. He gets pissed off. This new guy shows up. This Tai Chi guy, who I like to call the Kim Kap-One guy. His name is Go Gamdo. And he tells him, leave him alone. Like, you're not in the ring. Back off. So the guy, Kong tries to attack him, and it's like his foot just stops short from his nose, and even then the force is still strong enough to make his nose bleed. And what's his name, Tai catches him so he doesn't fall back all the way or whatever. And yeah, they kind of gain each other's space a little bit, but Kong leaves for now. And they do introduce the other characters here and there as they have their little, I guess, preliminary matches. The whole thing is that if they win these matches, they can continue to advance, and they can go to the actual, I guess, the actual God of High School tournament, where they fight against the strongest fighters of all over the world, not just, like Korea. Because I think the story takes place in Korea, but this will be more worldwide, the higher they advance in the brackets. And we get to see some of the characters here. So, of course, we got Go Gamdo that fights in the Tai Chi style. We got Ma Mison, who is like a female wrestler. She kind of reminds me of Tina Armstrong. She's kind of had that all-American girl type wrestler vibe going for her. And we also got Baek Sung-chul, who is the guy who's like reading a book and smacking you with like this steel stick. Is that quite a kendo stick? Some other kind of stick? But yeah. So those three characters are for sure going to have more screen time. Well, actually, Go's going to have screen time in this episode. So the next big match is going to be Go fighting against Kong, and Jin warns him, he warns Go to be careful because Kong is fucking strong and all that stuff. So the match actually starts. It reminds people about how the nanotechnology, nanobots heal you. If you're out of the ring for over 20 seconds, you're disqualified and stuff like that. And yeah, another thing I forgot to mention, I didn't really notice too much, but this dude, Kong, actually has his arms restrained. He's actually just fighting with like kicks and shit the whole time. So Go is telling him like I can defeat you. If you don't get rid of your arm restraints, you'll regret it or whatever during the match. So yeah, the match starts, and Go keeps doing all these super fancy Tai Chi techniques with these super long names and stuff, like all these famous like attacks and shoulder strikes and all these kind of like attacks, power strikes or whatever. And it looks like Kong's overwhelmed and everything. And then we get to the part where Go actually like throws him to the ground, and he's about to hit him with his heel. But at that moment, Kong actually releases one of his arms and blocks the heel. And he's like, well, I guess I can't beat you just on kicks alone, huh? So now with his hand free, now he kind of fights against kind of Yamasaki style and just starts sucking the fuck out of him just with like super rapid punches that the dude can't do anything against. And yeah, it gets very intense, it gets very bloody. There's a scene where goes on the ground and this dude raises his heel and like, you know, the camera angle shows he raises his heel and slams it down right on his fucking eye. And everyone's like, oh damn. So Kang also has this weird hang up. Apparently sometime during his training or whatever, there was a part where he's like, he was on the ground begging for his life, begging for forgiveness. So now he has that kind of trauma. So now he's like attacking Go like crazy, forcing him to try to say, you know, beg for forgiveness, beg for your life. I want to hear you. I want to hear you beg for your life and stuff. And at this point now, both hands are free, and I was just beating the fucking crap out of him violently and bloody, you know, and choking him and about to snap his neck and everything. And he keeps saying, you know, beg for forgiveness, come on, or whatever. And goes like, I'll never beg for forgiveness to you. I'll never submit or whatever. So, now it's getting like intense, it's getting bloody. The people in the crowd are kind of like, oh man, are we okay with this shit? Like, what the fuck? You know, like it's getting too, you know, it's getting past what the audience actually wants to see, you know? And then we get, what's his name? Kang now starts grabbing both of his hands from behind and putting his leg out like if he's gonna try to snap his limbs apart. I'm gonna break, you know, your arms, your legs, you know, until you beg for forgiveness and shit. And that's when Jin has had enough. He steps in and he kicks the fuck out of him. And yeah, Jin is incredibly powerful and it's surprising. Apparently he has a different style of Taekwondo, while it looks like Kang fights in the dirtier style of northern Taekwondo, I guess. So, Jin saves the other guy and Go, you know, to square it out and stuff. And everyone jumps on him now. The actual people that hold the tournament say that, hey, you're in trouble. You're interfering in another person's match. What the fuck? Meanwhile, Kang gets up and he's like engulfed by like this dark energy, this dark aura, all this like darkness that people can actually like sense because he got out of the way, because I guess it's like a dark gust of wind or whatever. And yeah, his arms are out now. His you know, he has like shorts. His heavier pants are off, so nothing is like restraining him. And there's more flashbacks of him being like talked down upon and forced to cry and being scared of these other people that abused him or treated him in such a dangerous way, or say you're a loser or whatever. So now he's like, I'm much stronger than I ever was. I'll defeat you. So he's like crazy now, and he sends his negative energy towards everyone, I guess. And one of the like tournament officials like actually blocks it and stuff. And some of the other tournament guys are getting ready to fight. I'm like, oh shit, they got like powers and shit that we don't know of. But before they can do anything, Jin gets in there, does some more powerful kicks. He does this real cool like triple kick in the air where it's like these three kicks that look like they don't connect or whatever. But then after he lands, the guy's like, blah, 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 like the reaction hits you after the fact, and he's finally defeated. But before Jin can celebrate too soon, he gets flattened by some long distance attack, because by this time Park Woo-jin himself, the guy who wins the tournament, has arrived. He has a noticeable cross on his hand, and it's also very noticeable that when he knocked down Jin fell down in a cross position, so that's kind of interesting. And yeah, so the guy says, hey, I'm the guy who announced the tournament. We're going to decide this guy's punishment because he is interfering in this other person's match. But while that's being decided, the tournament will continue. So everyone's like cheering and shit, but we don't know what's going to happen as the tournament officials are escorting Jin out. And yeah, as he walks past the crowd, of course, his buddies Mira and Han are happy that he stepped in, because yeah, he saved Go's life from all that torture and all that sick shit. And I mean, someone had to knock fucking Kang down a peg or two. But the thing is, the episode ends on like, what's gonna happen now? Like, what's his punishment and all that stuff, you know? So what can I say? Very interesting episode. We get to go into like Mira's backstory a bit with her sword, her family dojo and stuff. We go a bit into Kang's story as well, and there's something called like Charioke or something like that. I don't know what it is. It's some kind of force or energy or something, because Apparently, in the beginning of the episode, I guess the mysterious force that caused that shape in the island is related to that energy. And during the flashback with Kong, one of the, I guess, his abusers, his instructors, whatever, his instructors slash abusers was kind of like, you're a loser like you will never master the Choryoke or whatever. So whatever that is, and I'm probably like mispronouncing it or something, might be their version of like force or ki or demonic power or some shit, because this dude had this weird, powerful, negative aura energy type shit. And if you notice, like so far in the series, no one has used, like fantastical attacks. I mean, yeah, they're over exaggerated martial arts moves, but no one has used like energy type attacks. So we got Kong doing this move where all his like negative energy is actually affecting the ring and shit and knocking people out of the way or whatever. And now we got Mujin that has this like super long distance strike that just knocked Jin down and everything. And so yeah, so there's like powers at play here. There's something going on, and I guess we'll find out more as the story develops. I'm just kind of pissed because like you got a battle royale tournament to decide who gets to be in the tournament or the preliminaries or whatever. You have a big cliffhanger. How dare he just like say moments later? Like, come on, guys. Like, okay, so Mira accidentally snapped his Jin's neck instead of Kong while they're in the air. What happened next? What else happened after that? Like, like that's what the hell. So anyways, guys, that's it for now. We'll check it out. We'll see what happens next time. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. Depending on what's going on, I might try to do the episodes every Wednesday. That's going to have a bit more time early in the morning compared to Monday itself. Because Monday, of course, I'm watching the episode live. I probably won't have enough time to watch it or anything. And for these kind of things, this is like a brand new show with characters I don't know yet. I don't memorize the names and stuff just yet. So for me, it's easier to review them like right after watching it as opposed to like later that day or 2 days later or whatever. You know what I mean? So anyways, guys, Mark Rodriguez here. Good series so far. Lots of backstory, lots of mysteries about what's going on. The kind of stuff that kind of keeps you watching because you want to see what happens next and everything. That'll be awesome. So see you next time, guys. Mark Rodriguez, peace out.